All right, here we go. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it is really raining out. But that means we're still at it here in Orlando at the convention center. We've been going for 2 hours plus. We did 2 hours on Sunday. We did 3 weeks before. We are thrilled to bring you the voices and impact of ISTE 2026. And I'm thrilled to be joined today and for the past 2 weeks with my co-host, Nick from School AI. Nick, can you believe we've made it to the end?
I am so sad that this is the last one, but ecstatic to have a conversation with someone I have followed for years.
All right,
and
here we
as an expert, I'm so excited to start.
All right, well then let's not wait any longer. Let's bring her in, Dr. Desiree Alexander. How are you today? Thanks for coming.
I am so good, and thank you for having me.
Of course, and for those, because we know Nick has followed you for years, I've seen your work and been very impressed. But for those who have not seen your work or know what you do, share a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I am the founder, CEO of Educator Alexander Consulting, which is a PD company pretty much, and I travel the globe providing PD. I'm also the deputy director for the Associated Professional Educators of Louisiana.
Oh,
a
there
big
you
old
go.
Game. But we also provide support for teachers in the state of Louisiana. And lastly, I am the executive director for Transformative Educational Leadership, and that is an educational leadership certification program in the state of Louisiana. So pretty much I support teachers. If you want to just put all that into a little ball.
So with the 7 minutes of free time you have each day, what exactly?
And you obviously finished your doctorate. You've done all these other things. So,
Yes.
and they have you 4 sessions here this week. So I know you've had a few before, but we'll talk through those. But you have one coming up tomorrow at 10:30.
Yes.
Can you talk through that, the building community one?
Yes, it's about our, I think, fourth or fifth time doing that session. And yes, it is a panel session, and we always have, we may have like a guest on the panel, or one of us may be missing one year, but we love it because we really just talk through situations and about building community, making sure that everyone feels that they belong and all of that. So we absolutely love it. We change it up every single year. The audience participates. It's a really nice time. I'm never nervous about that session. It's like, let's go every time.
Well, that's exciting. That's tomorrow, Wednesday at 10:30 to 11:30. So that's really exciting.
Well, what's
Yes.
nice about it is that you can do it every year because there's always something to talk about.
Yes.
In the leadership world and new curveballs that are being thrown in public education.
Yes.
And I mean, even just recently, basically, let's go back to pencil and paper everywhere. And the face just meant yes, speak to it.
Yes.
How do you even approach that as an educator?
I think it's just the pendulum swing. So that's what I call it. We usually when the pendulum swings, it swings too far one way or too far the other way. So
Okay.
I feel like bringing technology into the classroom, it's one. And, at a certain point, it was doing okay, and then it went too far where students were literally sitting on Chromebooks for the whole class. And it's like, well, what's happening? We're using the Chromebooks. He told us that we had to use the Chromebooks. So I feel like of course, and y'all were swinging back in the
Right,
other direction. Just get rid of, burn all the Chromebooks and
Right.
paper and pen forever. So it's just like we can never quite get to the middle of, we were talking about blended learning, not sit on the Chromebook for 50 minutes.
Mhm.
That's not what we said. So it's just, I just felt like I just feel the pendulum swinging back. If we've been in education for as long as I have, the pendulum swings.
Well, I wonder, and this is a tough question,
Mhm.
but I feel like you have no problem facing tough questions.
Let's hear it.
I
Whose
know.
fault is this? And I mean, is it schools not educating?
We are live,
parents
remember.
enough?
Yeah.
Is it, again, it's an initial fault, really, right? Like that's the hot take question. But in reality, the fact that pendulum keeps swinging is for a reason, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it because as educators we're not communicating to parents? Is it administrators not balancing PD to get us to where a place where educators can exercise some amount of balance in tech. But like, right, it's got somewhere like our politicians not being included in these conversations where we know what good media looks like. Like it lives somewhere. So in your experience in all of these leadership positions, where's the disconnect? Because those of us that do this, we see it, and it makes so. And we're at ISTE, so of course you have all of these people that are like, yeah, balanced ed tech, pedagogy 1st, duh. But where is that disconnect happening? Do you think?
So I think you asked two separate questions
Yes.
that also bleed
That's what he
into
does.
each other.
Yes.
So you asked who's at fault, and then where's the disconnect? So I think who's at fault is the culture of education.
Yep.
So it's not anyone at fault.
Yeah.
That is what the
Sure.
system that we're built on.
Absolutely.
And I think the second question, where's the disconnect? Part of that answer is in your first question, because we're always looking to blame.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
instead of trying to solve an issue when it comes up, we're much more concerned about who made this problem. Who can I point the finger at? Who can I blame? And then it's like, well, how are you going to solve it? It's like, I don't know. It's like, well,
Yeah,
can
right.
we focus on that?
Right, let's
and
do
not
that one
like,
first.
who's at fault?
Yeah, asking the
So-
fourth grade teacher to solve it, it's not
Right. Middle school blames elementary
Yes.
blames early childhood. Everybody blames administrator. It's just,
Tell me about
we're
it.
always just pointing, like, well, that's
Yes.
your fault, it's your fault. But then I can say it's your fault, walk away. And I don't have to worry about solving the problem because it's your fault. So, it's like, so that would be my answer for that. Now, how do we solve it? I would make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If I-
Yeah.
Well,
if I
hire
had that answer,
consulting, and you
yeah.
can make that happen. So
I would make a lot of money.
Chris Lehman's in the audience. I'd like, can you quickly solve public education for us really quick? Read your
There
book.
it is.
There you
I
go.
like
Yeah.
There's
So,
the man.
I do want to ask you about a couple of the sessions that you had, but really
Yeah.
because I think the themes are global. They're not just quick session, but the one I wanted to talk about from yesterday was around real social skills in a digital world. So
Yes.
tell me about your thoughts about what that session was about, and where do you see those real skills in the digital world?
Great question. I love
It
that.
mainly was discussing AI, discussing where's AI right now? What are some of the things that we are afraid of? How that fear drives our decision making, and then some let's try to calm down. What are some solutions that we can use? Now we don't have all the solutions, of course, because there are some real issues. That's even outside of education, that's more global, and climate and all that kind of stuff with AI. So it's just kind of having a place to discuss it and trying to say, well, what can I control with it? Because I can't control everything with it. So what can I control with it in education? Like, how can I simmer it down to control my part of it? And
I love that because it's easy to stress over the things you can't control.
yes,
I think it's important to be educated about the things you can't control, right?
agree.
But you still have the 32 kids in your class.
Yeah.
Right? That you can control the
Yes.
environment in which they're learning. I think some of the best mentors I had in the classroom and educators I worked with were the ones that could play within the rules
Yes.
if you read the rules from a very specific angle. And,
Right.
And I think working with administrators and leaders, they're the ones that empower their educators
Yes.
and their community to do so, because we have all these different rules and guidance. It's always tough to do a session. I'm sure you've seen this because you have people from literally all over the country, all around the world,
Mhm.
and you want to say, "Oh, you can just do X," and we're like, "X will get me fired up."
Right.
And so
Right.
it's not so much saying do X, it's, hey, approach it from a Y point of view and do what's best for you in your district. So I think I love to hear you talk about this because your connection in the state of Louisiana, working with all these leaders, it has been turbulent in terms
Yes.
of making decisions or changes in policy. And how do you manage that on a day-to-day basis?
I think you keep up with it. Keep up with, what words can't we say now?
Yes.
What words can we say now? What's being promoted? What, just keeping up with the checklist almost of do's and don'ts that can change at a drop of a hat. So keeping up with the checklist, but also keeping up with the critical thinking of why do we have this checklist? Who does this checklist promote? Who does this Who is this checklist for? Who does it? Downtrodden. That's not the word I want to use, but I can't think of the word I want to use. And really,
right?
Really doing that. And one of the things you said was like your teachers were able to kind of look at the rules. That's because they had critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think we have to start looking a little bit deeper. I always say we're a Band-Aid society. We really love Band-Aids. And we're like, oh, look at that. Yeah, it's such a cute Band-Aid. And the wound is still gushing.
Yeah.
So we have to start looking at the kind of the deeper things versus the, which tool am I going to use? I mean, that's still great.
Yeah.
But we also have to start looking at like which tool is going to promote critical thinking, because that's what we don't want to lose. Which tool is going to create go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, you heard that too.
Yeah, oh yeah, signs being knocked over.
It is raining really
but
hard.
I think what you point out is what you do with professional development in Louisiana. Yes, I think all of us can use refreshers on critical thinking. In the world that we live in, and we say school AI that AI literacy is media literacy.
Yes.
And media is the thing.
Yes.
But admin need to be sit down, teachers need to be sit down and say, your critical thinking skills that you were taught, if you haven't been flexing that muscle, right? You need to exercise that muscle.
Agreed.
And I love that's what you bring to the table is like, again, see your sessions, read posts and things like that. Like, it's like common sense, like, hey, we need to practice this if we are going to be able to support our teachers and therefore support our students. And so I've just always been a fan because you've always been direct. Like I love like you never had an opinion you were afraid just to put out there.
I like it.
And that's powerful because we need those voices sharing that truth because your eyes don't lie. This is the thing we were watching World Cup yesterday with Chris Lehman. And people, when we talk about it, it's like you can pretend that something didn't happen all you want. Your eyes don't lie.
Right.
And you've always had this like it's right in front of us, everyone.
Right.
It's here. And like you said, you have to identify it before you can solve it. And I think that's so powerful.
And I think the thing too to question is not only do your eyes not lie, but why are you trying to be blind?
Yes.
So that's again the deeper stuff, right?
Sure.
So the deeper stuff is I'm not trying to see it because it benefits me, so I don't want it to change.
Oh, there we go.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's a lot of layers to it.
Systemic, right?
Why am I blind?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the last question I want to ask, I know it's a passion of yours. You've been part of the third annual Black Professionals in Education Affinity Spaces. So wrap us up talking a little bit about what that is, your passion behind it. And I also want to know, because the session already happened, I want to know at 5:46 when people walk out, how did they feel?
So this is our fourth annual Black Affinity Space, and it was amazing. We had over 175 people there.
Oh, excellent.
And it was just awesome. It's just a space for Black educators to come together to celebrate excellence, to discuss, just to have a safe and brave space to just be without explanation. So that's what all affinity spaces are. So there's several affinity spaces here at ISTE, which is always just a great thing. But I think when people left, they felt rejuvenated and revived and listened to, is what I would say.
Wonderful.
And thank you so much for helping support those type of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like you said, it's easy to be like, I'm not worried about it.
Right.
It's like that's someone else's job. And I think you have shown over and over again that you are a leader in doing that, and you lead by example, which is people like me. I want to look to the helpers. I want to look to the leaders and say, wow, that's the direction I want to follow. Because like you said, it's easy to either ignore it or identify it, but then be like, that's not a problem.
Right, or somebody else can deal with this.
Come to a big organization and say, I want to create this space. That's brave, and I think that's an example that people should be following.
Well, thank
Wonderful.
you. And
You're
even though I'm
welcome.
awesome, I have followed a lot of other people.
Standing on shoulders,
Sure.
And even the
absolutely.
people that I surround myself with, I mean, inspire me every single day. You never want to be the most intelligent person in the room. You may be the most beautiful. But
There
you
you
don't
go.
want to be, no, I'm kidding. But
There
you
you
don't
go.
want to be the most intelligent person in the room. And I have some amazing people around me, even the people that are on these panels ready to see just chef's kiss.
Yes, and we've been surrounded with them for the whole
Yes.
days, 3 days we've been here. Desiree, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. And Nick, we're putting a bow on it. We made it. This has been an awesome ride. I hope it is not the last time we're able to do this.
I might just call you next week. I might just
All
call
right.
you next week.
I think
and
we just
jump on a
keep this.
call.
I think we just keep this train rolling. But we save the best for last. Dr. Alexander, thank you for stopping in, and Nick, thank you for your time, your energy, your knowledge to be part of this, to bring the ISTE voices to our listeners, to the viewers, and to this community to share in this knowledge, because that's what Stronger Together means. We're bringing us all together for the good of our organizations, but in the end, for our students, and that is why we do this. Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Same.